Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Belle, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Belle's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we use while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, which then leaves his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Belle has been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we will be sure to show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now, as you can see, Belle is seating very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, which is where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Belle take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Belle heel, and you're going to simply start walking, and Belle should fall in line, heeling nicely on your left-hand side, staying at about your left heel position. She should not be lagging behind on that leash, nor should she be lunging ahead and trying to pull on that leash. Also incorporated into the heeling exercise is an automatic sit, which you just saw occur. So anytime that you're out walking with her and you stop your feet, she should automatically sit nicely right there again on your left-hand side at your left heel position. So another example. Good girl. This next command that they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command, and the stay command is both a hand and a voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm an inch or so in front of her muzzle and the one-word command to stay. Then walk out to the end of your training leash. Now Belle should remain seated in this position throughout the entire command, and she should not break. This is a great command to practice frequently throughout your day to help build up Belle's ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. And when you're practicing this command at home, you want to start at about 1 minute, and then over time you'll slowly increase your intervals, working up to a total of 3 minutes for your long sit stay. When Fred returns back, he's going to walk all the way around counterclockwise, returning back to heel position. Great job, Miss Belle, for remaining seated throughout that command. Now, as you notice, Fred bent down to give her a little pet on her head. It's very important that when working Belle through her commands, that you keep her motivated by using positive reinforcement. You can do so by either using verbal praise and telling her she's a good girl, or you can physically give her pet to let her know she's doing a good job. Now Fred just heeled her out of that. If she goes in a down and you don't ask her to go into a down, just take a couple steps to heel her out of it and put her back in her sit.
Belle, come.
Now they demonstrate the recall or the come on command, and you do that by calling Belle's name, where she should then come in and sit nicely in front of you. You then return her to heel position by heeling her around the back of you, where she sits nicely on your left hand side. So we'll demonstrate that again. Leave her in a sit stay, walk out to the end of your training leash. Give her a second to hold her sit stay. She's sitting very nicely right now and attentive to Fred. Fred calls her in using her name. You can also gather that leash up as she comes in to have her sit directly in front of you. Then have her heel around the back of you, returning her to your left-hand side where she sits nicely. Good job. It's important when Belle first comes home that when you're practicing her commands with her, you want to make sure that you pick a nice quiet area where there's no distractions. Gives you a good feel for working her through her commands, and then over time you can slowly introduce your amount of distractions into your training sessions. This next command they're going to demonstrate is the first of our down commands, and it's the down from a heel position. Again, use the open flat of your left palm, but this time straight down towards the ground, and the one-word command to down. Give the stay command and walk out to the end of your leash, the same as you did with the sit stay. And with the down stay, again, Belle should remain laying down in this position and should not break from this command. When you're practicing your long down stay at home, you will start at 3 minutes, and you'll increase your time in intervals working up to 5 minutes. Again, another great command to practice frequently throughout your day to help build up Belle's ability to down stay for longer periods of time. Fred's going to go ahead and return back. Again, walking counterclockwise all the way around her, returning back to heel position, where he then is going to give her some praise and heel her out of that. Good job. Also, when Belle comes home, you want to make sure that you're setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes for the first 2 to 4 weeks every day to practice her obedience commands with her in a formal obedience training session, such as this video. And they're going to demonstrate that down for you again. Practice makes perfect, so the more that you practice with her, it gives you a better feel working her through her commands, and she learns to be more obedient towards you as well. Now this time they'll demonstrate the recall or the come command for the down position where she gets up to come in.
No. Heel.
Heels are around the back. Good girl. You also want to make sure that when you're practicing your commands at home, that you are practicing both indoors as well as outdoors so that you are generalizing your commands. And again, like I said earlier, you want to make sure that whether you're indoors or outdoors, you pick a nice quiet location at first. Now this next command that they're going to demonstrate is the second of our down commands, and it's the down from a distance. Leave Belle in a sit stay and walk out to the end of your leash. From the end of the leash, you're going to use your right hand this time to give the down command.
Down.
Now Fred heels are out of that. This next part of the video that we will be demonstrating is the advanced training that we've started with Belle. Simply just dropping the leash. This is something that you can accomplish down the road, but all of her training should be completed through her leash and her collar for the first couple of weeks that she comes home. Once she's completing her commands for you, 100% of the time, then you can advance to this kind of training by dropping her leash. And all you're doing is just simply increasing the amount of space in between you and Belle. But you're leaving that leash on, so that way if she breaks command, you can go back and grab that leash, give her a correction, and repeat the command. Great job.
Belle. Heel.
We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Belle has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Belle, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.